Let us have it.
Good morning. Mele Kalikimaka, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday, and whatever you're celebrating, we're celebrating love. And we need our book.
Not to say that, but.
So we're going to start celebrating love with Melissa Mojo, who has something very special for us. So
we thought we would warm you up.
We'd warm you up.
Give it up for Melissa.
Hello. Mele Kalikimaka. And this is actually at the request of Karen. I don't see her, but she already. Okay. Yes. Ow! Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, a 54 convertible to light blue. And then, oh dear Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Think of all the fun I missed. Think of all the fellas that I haven't kissed. Next year I could be just as good if you check off my Christmas list. Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. Been an angel all year, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Ow! Santa baby, one little thing I really do need, the deed to a platinum mine, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Oh, Santa cutie, and fill my stocking with a duplex and checks. Sign your X on the line, Santa cutie, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Tiffany. I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. Santa baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. And I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry! Tonight. Santa baby! Woo! Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Santa. Thank you, Melissa.
We are a different kind of church.
Well, there blows that thing that says the materialistic things we don't talk about in spirituality. There you go. All right. Ooh.
So thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Santa. Where are you, Santa? There. Oh, he's getting.
Oh,
Aloha. All right. Yeah, he's busy today. He's got to start his trek around the world.
Thank you so much. That was very fun to start our
Yay,
day
thank
off with.
you. So just a couple of things before we start again. Yeah, you go first. Or me?
Well, the bookstore is open, and we have this wonderful. They're not here today, but we have a lot of on-island authors, as you well know back there. But these people dropped by, these wonderful practitioners, and he wrote a book called "Who Do You Think You Are?" And it's a fairy tale for all ages, and we just finished reading it, Rita and I, and we just loved it. So there's 5 copies signed by the author, and though it pretends to be a child's book, a youth book, it's not. It's really for adults. So it's in the bookstore, 5 of them. And
Why don't you give that back to Roseanne? Oh,
go ahead.
never mind.
We don't need to.
Okay. All right. So am I doing this one? All right. Oh, okay. The only thing we have left till the end of the year, we have 2 things left. One of them is Spiritual Living Circles with Anna Myers. Is she here today? In Princeville, it's going to be a party up there on Wednesday at from 3 to 5. And Patrick and I are going. I think Reverend Diane's going too. And Spiritual Living Circles, they do an article from the Science of Mind magazine, but they're adding more to that. They're going to have partying and all kinds of stuff this Wednesday at 3 in Princeville. You can see it in your program and call Anna if you need directions to get there.
And next Sunday is New Year's Eve. So we will have our regular service and a special ritual, would you like to say, Rita?
Yeah, a letting go ritual that we're going to all do together. So
it'll be
that'll be next
wonderful.
Sunday is New Year's Eve.
Already. And in January, we have a lot of things. We're not going into them now because it's not the new year yet, but it's all in your program in the back. So there you go.
That's it. Yeah. So we're ready to start again. So welcome again, and let's take a moment. At this amazing time of year, we bought ourselves a new candle for the center. So, yeah. We're not messing around.
I'm not messing around because peace. But I will light it with this at another time. I'm thinking you're laughing at my big candle, and you're not. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
All right. So let's just take a moment to go within.
Santa throws me off every time.
And knowing that the energy right now on the planet is really focused in peace and love. It really is, even though some people might not know it right now, but it is. It's still there, and it's really focused. So let's just take that moment to remember that it all starts within us, that peace, that love, that presence. And let's take a moment of silence for peace. And so it is. You like it, huh? We're not messing around.
We have our menorah there too.
Yes,
But
we
we
do.
get a little too much lighting with the plants
But
and everything. It
next-
could turn out to be something completely different
Right.
for ritual.
Okay, so welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. And if you don't know what we do here, we celebrate your magnificence, and we celebrate the oneness, and we're all connected in that one mind and that one spirit. And we bring spirit to living. We're a practical spirituality that says when we can get in touch with that place within us, like we just did, that place of peace, and then live it, that we can prove that this thing called the law of cause and effect, this thing that we use every day is within us, and we can bring it into our lives and have those amazing lives that we so would like to and can and do. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. Yeah.
And we're very happy this year. It's the 100th year of Science of Mind and Spirit. So as we go into 2018, what a celebration, right? 100 years of this remembering. And it's not even 100, it's thousands and thousands, because Ernest Holmes synthesized it all and brought it in so we can use it, not just be spiritual from 9 to 10:30. But 9 to 10:30 or whatever it is, but we get to take it out into our world, as Rita was saying. So thank you. Who is here for the very first time? And I'm very curious to why they are after our beginning here. Is anybody here for the first time? Yes. Thank you. It's okay. You had somebody already tell on you. It's okay, because we already had information about you anyway that we were going to share with everyone. Shall we? Tucked right over there a little bit. Shall we let her know? Yeah. Okay. You are magnificent.
You are magnificent.
Yes, and we know that about you because we know that about ourselves. She's still like going, oh, thank goodness. Okay, so all I know is that this is who we are. So shall we all say it together? I am magnificent. And if you look behind you, there's this wonderful camera, and Rob, and there's Jonathan over there. And there's people watching us live every Sunday, which is a wonderful gift that we have that we can give. But I want to say hello to Annalea Russell, because she sent a text in today saying, I'll be watching. So we have you and a whole bunch of people on Christmas Eve. So there you are. Let them know who they are, shall we? You are magnificent. There you and now look to your left, to your right, somebody. Let them know who they are. You're magnificent. You're magnificent. Let somebody know.
You're magnificent.
You're magnificent. You're magnificent. You're magnificent.
You're magnificent. All right, let's stand up with all that magnificence and let's have a song to start us out.
Maria Christina on the guitar, Luis on the drums.
That's right. This is the perfect time for some light. It's in your program.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine.
I think
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. No more living in fear. I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear. I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Oh, we are shining, that's for sure. And we are shining brightly right now, right here, right now. And I just welcome that shining coming from each and every one of us, that light, that spirit, that power, that energy, that source. I know it is good. And we gather here together in that good, in that light, in that energy, and in that source. And we celebrate. We celebrate not just ourselves, but each other, this world, this planet, knowing that as we celebrate, more celebration occurs. So I know that we keep our minds stayed in truth today, that we celebrate and that we love and that we let that love out and that we commune with that spirit within and with each other, and we bring it all into one thing, which is love, peace, joy, beauty, all that is good. So I just celebrate this service. I know that it is unfolding perfectly, and I just give over to it. Let spirit pour through it, pour through me, pour through everyone. And just let it be so as we exclaim together, and so it is.
All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. Mele Kalikimaka. Happy everything, everyone. Well, let's take that bright light and just hold it right in our hearts and take this time for quiet and meditation and just being together in the stillness. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, wrote a magnificent book called The Science of Mind Text, and I'm always finding great gems to share with you in the Science of Mind Text. So if you'll take a deep breath and close your eyes if that feels comfortable, I'll share a word of his with you. Anything you can dream of is not too great to have. The energy which holds the universe in place is tireless. Anything you can dream of is not too great to have. The energy which holds the universe in place is tireless. Anything you can dream of is not too great for you to have. The energy which holds the universe in place is tireless. From this place of deep quiet and centeredness, I speak my word today. Knowing that the power, the presence, and the love of God is moving in and through us, bringing us the dreams that call to us. I embrace those dreams, I honor those dreams, and I allow the divine to take them and bring them forth into perfect manifestation. Knowing that the energy of the universe beats my heart. It blows the winds and waves the ocean. It holds it all in place that I may live, that we may live, the grandest and greatest expression of who we were brought here to be. And so each one of us dares to dream today. Dares to dream bigger than ever before and allow the universe to do its perfect work in each of our lives. And so I give thanks that my belief in the power of good brings forth the dream in a way that is indeed miraculous for each one of us today. There is that sense of thriving through perfect health, through divine creative expression, through abundant flow of good in our lives, and love nourishing every relationship that we have, that we may thrive and prosper and grow into the divine beings that we were brought here to be. And so each one of us is on purpose today. Each one of us is living that life of spirit as each one of us. And so I simply give thanks that it is already unfolding for us in the right and perfect way, according to the highest good for our lives. Knowing that the law of mind takes this word I have spoken and brings it forth into perfect expression, I simply release my word. I release it to that law of mind that takes it and brings it about perfectly in the right way for every soul here on their journey. And so I let go and I allow it to come forth, and I watch with wonder as Spirit does what Spirit does in an amazing way. And so it is.
This chant is in your program.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you, Maria Christina. Thank you, Reverend Diane. That was beautiful. Really setting the tone beautifully for everything flowing from one thing to another. And I just feel so grateful. I feel grateful. I was looking at all the picture of us all that we always have, that we took on. I don't know when we took it. We've taken many of them. And I went, wow, that's my family. I have a family, a blood family, and they're my family, but this is my family now. And it just feels so good to know that this is my family, because I believe our families are spiritual families. And you're my spiritual family. So thank you for being my family and for making, thank you. So the title of the talk today is, the message today is, what are we waiting for? And I know, right? I've been thinking about it a lot all week and writing on it in my different blogs and stuff. And there's a quote by Ernest Holmes where he says that God left us alone to discover ourselves. Now, he wasn't really talking about an outside God, because he didn't believe in an outside God. He believed that that power and presence was within us. But he did come from a Christian background, so he uses terminology sometimes that's dualistic. But what we're taught in this science and in this truth is that it's all within us. So we're left alone to discover ourselves. And for me, what that means is that that's what spiritual evolution is, that we are discovering ourselves. And you can see, if as we go back in time, that we have become more and more discovering of ourselves, sometimes in the cerebral world, and just like we know how to harness electricity and all this stuff and send people to the moon and all these kinds of things. And one of the other things Ernest says is that we need to go within and harness that and express that. And then that's why we see all the problems that we have in the world, is because that's what's needing to be done. And that's the spiritual evolution. So I believe in the teachings of Jesus. I believe that he was a great master. But I don't believe it because somebody wrote it in a book and put it there. I believe it because I tried to put it into practice, and I've proved it. And I've watched people prove it around me. I believe in the miracles that he performed, or if you want to call them that. He called them. He didn't like to do them because he thought they were performances. But I believe in those miracles because I've seen them happen in my life, and I've seen them happen in the lives of people around me, because Jesus only taught one thing, and that was love. And he taught that it was done unto us as we believe, which is what we teach in this teaching. And so I believe in those things, not because I read them in a book, but because I've strived to prove them. And that's what we're all being asked to do, is to prove all of it, prove all of that for ourselves, not to take my word for it or anybody else's word. It's great to have great examples. Like, we call Jesus the great way shower because he was a great example of what it is to embody the Christ consciousness, the power, whatever you want to call it. But he's not different than us. That's what we have to keep remembering. If we thought he was different than us, well, he says, Ernest Holmes, and yet it would be a grave mistake to suppose that he, Jesus, was different from other men and women. He was a man who knew himself and his direct relationship to the whole. This was the secret of his success. To think of Jesus as being different from other men or women is to misunderstand his mission and the purpose of his life. He was a way shower. So if anybody ever asks you what Science of Mind believes about Jesus, is that he was a way shower. He was the great example, not the great exception. So, yeah, I love that. Yeah, he was the great example, not the great exception. And there were other great examples too. He's the one that maybe is the most popular because, well, that's in some circles he's the most popular, not in all. But anyway, so where does that leave me? Well, where it leaves me is to get into contact with that and use it, and to realize that that's who I am. I am that Christ consciousness. And the other night we watched Miracle on 34th Street. It was great. If you haven't seen that movie in a while, or even haven't seen it, just watch it. It's such a beautiful thing. You can get it online. But it was all about Santa and the idea of Christmas and this Christmas spirit, and do we believe in it and all that. And Patrick talked about that last week. But what I'm realizing, and what I realize about this time of year, is that it's the spirit, right? It's the spirit that we feel. And even if those of us that might be depressed or sad or feeling some kind of longing, it's still because of that. Because it's either, like Marianne Williamson used to say, it's a call for love or it's love or something like that. There's that spirit, that love, that presence, that Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, that's within us, that's more accentuated at this time of year because more people are thinking about it. More people are dwelling on it. More people are focused on it. And so therefore, we're feeling it more. Even if we're feeling it negatively, we're still feeling it more. We're feeling its absence or we're feeling its presence, but we're still feeling it. So to me, this is the time. Like, what are we waiting for? Not just this time. We can take this every time. We can take this every day. We can take this and realize we don't have to wait to be the Christ consciousness. We don't have to wait to be perfect to be the Christ consciousness. We can start living it now. And I always just say, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? What am I going to be a better person and then it's going to happen? Or I'm going to get something and then it's going to happen? Or I'm going to understand. I'm not going to start understanding things until I start telling myself I'm understanding them. Because I am powerful. You are powerful. Whatever we say and think is what's happening. So if we keep telling ourselves we have to wait for something, it's reminding me of a story when when I was bringing up my kids. I wish I knew what I knew now when I was bringing up my kids. My little girl, my first little girl, it was our first Christmas. Like, we're so excited, right? And she kept wanting to unwrap the presents under the tree. And we kept telling her Santa was going to get mad if she opened the presents. So what happens on Christmas Day? She wouldn't open them. She kept saying, she's like 1.5, and she's like, Santa's going to get mad. So I'm, no, we didn't really mean that. So we're always making people, yeah, I know, it almost sounds like cruelty, but really, we thought we were being good. Anyway, yeah, so it's always that thing of waiting. Like, I'm a present shaker. I can't help it. I don't wait. But just kidding. I am a present shaker, though. No. Yeah, so what are we waiting for? That's my question today. What are we waiting for? Because if we're waiting for something that we think is going to happen, or until we get good enough to be just like Buddha or Jesus or any of these people that we put up on pedestals, until we start proving it for ourselves and until we start living it. And this is not anything that is like ethereal either, or woo-woo, or whatever you want to call it. This is concrete, and we can prove it because we can go out in our lives. And I know people in this congregation right now sitting right in front of me that have proved it. They've proved it in their health. They've proved it in their relationships. They've proved it because they were willing to take the step and say, I am, I can, I will, I do, I am. So I am. Everything you put after I am, watch your tongue, because whatever you say I am, you are. Yes, I am. I am. So I found this thing. I can't even remember where I found it. It might have been in the Science of Mind magazine. But it was a meditation. Well, I'm using it as a meditation. And it was a quote by Ernest Holmes. And what the person in the Science of Mind magazine asked us to do was to substitute our name. And I left it in the spiritual toolbox back there if you want to take it as a meditation. To substitute our name for Jesus' name. So I'm just going to read it to you. And just think every time I say Jesus, think your name, all right? So you're talking in third person. And every time I say him, if you're a her, say her in your mind. Jesus located God in his own soul. So complete was this realization that he was unable to find a place where the being of Jesus began and God left off, or where the being of God began and Jesus ceased. Jesus thought of the Spirit as being personal to him, as directly responding to and being aware of man's approach to it. He located God and the kingdom of heaven within himself. Did you try it? How did it feel? I use this as a meditation, right? It felt true. And if we would just ponder that and meditate and contemplate that and really realize that's us. We are that. So I'm going to sing a song for you. And it's not going to be Santa Baby, but I'm going to take a sip. But I like this song because it was sung in my family every Christmas, and I've sung it for you before. But I don't think of it as Jesus outside of myself or a savior, because the only savior that Jesus was the savior that gave me an example of what I could be. And, you know, everybody's given Jesus a bad name. Some, not everybody, but some people, by the way they've used his name. And that's not what he intended. He was the total being of love. And so I dedicate this song to him and to my dad, who used to sing it every Christmas, and to you. And now, Jonathan is going to help me out. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night, oh, holy night, oh, night divine. Truly taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is a brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise his name forever. His power and glory evermore proclaim. His power and the glory evermore proclaim. Merry Christmas, everyone. Aloha. Your turn.
Wow. Well, hello. They say you should never come up in front of people in theater with kids or animals or Rita or Santa. I stand alone, but I'm confident. Oh my goodness. Yeah. What are we waiting for? This has been a very busy season for us, and I have learned a lot, even more than the other seasons that we have. This is our 5th Christmas here at CSL Kauai. We started all over the place. We were in the hotel, and now we're here, and it's really allowed me this year to really reflect. And I was thinking about the movie. Well, first of all, I was thinking we went caroling, and what energy that brought and what love that brought up in our neighborhood and in our home. And this is my last story about our next door neighbors. And if you're here for the first time, I just want to share this one little story with you. They've been having some, they're going through some stuff, and they like to verbalize it for the neighborhood. So what happened was, what was so beautiful is someone said to me at the caroling, is it okay if we just send a lot of love to them, gather, because we had a lot of people? And I said no, because I didn't want to point it out anything specific. But once you get up here and you say it, everybody kind of knows about it. But anyway, this is the little miracle that happened. There was so much love in our house that Rita and I were going to bed, and they really like to discuss things very late at night. And this particular night, everything was over, and you could hear this gentleman, she wasn't around, his partner, singing Hallelujah. He knew every word, and he was singing it so loud. And Rita goes, he has a really good voice, doesn't he? And it was so nice. So what I knew about that was that we didn't have to send love to him. We were love. And because that love permeated where we were, it just went over to him. So I really wanted to share that with you. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be awful if it came in one day? They came in, I was like, hi. No, but anyway, I don't usually talk about people by names, but it's been such a lovely thing throughout the month. So that's the kind of peace, that's the kind of power we have and love. And then we had our movie on Friday, and one of the quotes says, Christmas isn't just a day, it's a frame of mind. Christmas is not just a day, it's a frame of mind. And what I got from this week and this month, I feel that drive for people to believe again, to believe at a different place within their being. I saw when the movie was going on, people were applauding, and there was a moment where they had a little kiss, the romantic couple. I mean, it's like an old-fashioned little like that, and the whole room went, oh. And I went, really? We have seen so much more since this older movie. But there's something about the innocence. There's something about the purity of truth that is so powerful. That idea that I bless you, that I want to believe, and that was the whole premise of 34th Street. This woman who didn't want to teach her children intangibles because they wanted them to be logical. And logic has gotten us nowhere. I have not seen it. I'm not talking about logical walking out in the middle of the street logical. Do that, then that's just something else. But this idea that we can go beyond, as I spoke about last week, which I'm going to test all of you on. Last week we discovered, if you're here for the first time, that we have royal blood, that we're the direct connect to source. Hello. King and queens. We are that powerful. How'd that go for you this week? Did you take the crown? Yeah, okay. And the rest of you, what were you all doing? I even gave you permission to be a prince and a princess, right? Because they don't have to have the full responsibility of the kingdom or queendom as of yet. Yeah. king. Well, I haven't taken back my idea that I know who I am, and I am king, and I do go back to the beginning of time. And even though I do not remember it necessarily as Patrick, I do remember that there was a time that I've always been here. There's never been a time I haven't been here. And so this is a time of celebration. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about this King of Kings that Rita was talking about. And what I really got from it is I kept hearing that, you know that song, do you know? Do you hear what I hear? A child sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. And to me, what it represents is just the purity of birth, and that we're always constantly rebirthing ourselves. This idea that I bring you goodness and light, everybody's doing that. But what's so great about the King of Kings, now I found this great little thing on Bing, you know, where they have the pictures and images, and it showed like the manger and the straw and everything, and it said this is a king-size bed. It was very cute, right? Because then I thought to myself, this is who we are. And what's great about the story, this is what I love about the story. It doesn't even matter if you believe it or not. And it's okay, everyone's going, was he born in spring? Was he born in winter? Who cares? Who cares when we celebrate it? I could find out that my birthday wasn't my birthday, and then I'd have to start another day. Who cares? And who cares if Santa can get all the presents in one night? You just wish you could do it. So I don't want any more arguing for the limitations of Santa, spirit, whatever you call it. It's a story that can really, if you allow it, be a part of your life. And I love the idea that nobody let him in the inn. That is the best. There was no room at the inn. Have you ever been there? There's no room in our consciousness because we're so busy. We're so busy having all these thoughts or arguing for our limitations. Nobody in this room, but I've done it actually myself. Arguing so much for your limitations that you forget that there's a big, wonderful truth going on. And I've been there. I haven't let it in the inn. I haven't let it in. I have not, thank you. I have not let it in. Born in a stable. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not the king I watch on The Crown, on television. Isn't it like really royal, and you have all the money you want, and you have houses that for two people that 1 million could live in? But this story is in a stable with horses and things and donkeys and all that kind of stuff. Why I like it is because it represents that I am that I am. I am that I am. You don't have to be in the riches of the castle because you are the castle. Everything we have ever wanted, I am all of that and more. And if I decide to have it, then I will have it. And if I want to live in a castle, I will live in a castle. If I want to live in a manger, I'll live in a manger, but it's all about choice. And I love the story I was telling about our next door neighbor about they say in groups, right? In numbers, even in the Bible, it says, where 2 or 3 or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. But here's the deal about that. What if there's nobody around? What are you waiting for? Ernest Holmes says, one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. Oh yes, let it land. This is your Christmas present today. One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. It doesn't mean that I don't love you and have you in my life, but it means if you are not here, I am a majority if I align myself with the infinite. Whew. Take that one to your dinner table on Christmas, right? So this is not about finding yourself, about being alone and discovering yourself, which at the end we will. But what a great thing to know that whatever you're going through, whether it be health, in relationships, or anything that is a challenge, to know that I have everything I need, everything I require in order to allow the best to come from it. Isn't that nice? One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. I've heard this thing all through ministerial. I've heard it through all of my training in the last 20 years. And today it went home because I said, that's what this Jesus birth, that's what this whole idea is. I'm just a little baby, man. I'm the King of Kings. That's who you are. So however it got sidetracked, and if I'm offending anybody, I'm sorry, we'll apologize at the potluck. But here's the deal. Where did it get sidetracked? That we could possibly say in the name of anything that there is hate or there's anything else. In the name of what? How could you possibly say in the name of love that there is not peace? How could you possibly do that when you are connected fully, always with this thing called Source? So what I'm going to ask you, invite you to do, not that I don't think that Jesus is popular, that he doesn't get the birthday. That's okay. But let's start celebrating your birthday. How about tomorrow you wake up, and I wrote this wonderful, if I must say so myself, little something something. And I put, I invite us to prepare for the birth of our awareness of who we truly are, and prepare to celebrate this truth on Christmas morning. I invite us to prepare just like they're preparing for a birth, preparation of a new idea that says, I am one with the infinite. A child sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. This energy that we're talking about is you and I. This goodness and light is already here. There is nothing we ever need to get except to allow the birth. Allow the birth. Just think if you wake up tomorrow morning and you say, I have birthed awareness. Oh my, here I am. I'm here. I'm here. Then we will really say, long live the Queen and King of goodness and light. Wow. That's an odd feeling, what I'm doing right now. And it feels great. I am looking at my family. Everyone is our family. We all found out we are related. We are related. And so it is. Hello.
So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for all the beautiful music you've brought us all year. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's pretty amazing. So before we do our giving affirmation, I just want to mention that we are still doing our pledge drive for 2018, our committed giving intention, because we know things change. But the more you can help CSL Kauai in that area, the easier it is for us to prepare a budget for 2018, and we're expecting a really big year. It's the
Yes.
year of, we're claiming it as the year of transformation, and it's also, like Patrick said, the year of Science of Mind celebrating 100 years. So I'm just knowing that we're all transforming even to greater and greater levels. So if you need one of the forms, they're in the back. And we appreciate that. So right now, though, let's stay in the present and let's do our affirmation for our investment affirmation. So I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gifts goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life, and the world. And so it is. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Oh, I give thanks for these tithes, these gifts, and these offerings, knowing that it is the free flow of Spirit through each one of us as that divine expression of abundance. I give thanks that these gifts bless Center for Spiritual Living Kauai and then go out into the world to do their perfect work in service to the greater idea of love, of peace, of harmony in our world. And so it is. Mahalo.
Okay, so I think we have some beautiful children that are going to come up with Janice. Come on up.
Where's our little one? Oh, there's.
Oh, well, look at them all.
Wow, we almost have the Von Trapps. We do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
6.
7.
The Sound of Music has been completed. Oh my gosh.
Leah. Hey, Malia. Hi, honey.
Hi, everybody. Wow, what a beautiful group of kids today. We had a lot of fun making our jingle bells and blessing them and talking about praising and blessing everything. And we are reading from Dr. Wayne Dreyer's Unstoppable Me. And today our lesson was on, does anybody remember what our lesson was on?
Peace begins with me.
Peace and choosing peace and how we can do that. So thank you.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you. And we have a little affirmation for the kids. It's in your program. Let's make sure we tell them before they leave. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. and we love you. Yes, and so it is. Thank you. All right. If the practitioners that are going to be in service today, please come forward. Reverend Diane. Who else? Reverend, Rob back at the camera. Is it Reverend Diane? That's it then. Okay. Malia. I think she's in the bookstore. Are you coming up too? Oh, Malia. All right. So these ladies here and Rob back there are here for you. Should you want to have a spiritual mind treatment, a gift, and we're trying to, what's going on? I don't know. All right, well, wait. Everybody sees us. Good. Thank you, Reverend Suzanne. Okay. And all right. Okay, apparently the food needs another moment, so we'll just keep singing until they're ready, right?
You just do, yeah, that's
So
fine.
don't worry, we appreciate the service that you're giving today. All right, so where was I? I was with the practitioners. Okay, so they're here today to assist you if there's something you would like to experience in your life more of, or just know some truth about something. They're here to do that with you, and they will explain spiritual mind treatment and what that is and what that means and give you that gift. So please utilize them, and again, Rob back there. And I think that's about it. Do I have anything else to say? Oh, and there's a treatment box back there if you would like to put your request in there. Patrick and I will pray on it during the week. So thank you. And gratitude. What about the gratitude?
We still, just so everybody
we're
here
not
for the
working.
first time, we still have another song. We still have to thank everybody. We're okay. We're
Loya's
okay.
just reminding us that we have to thank everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Just in case you're here for the first time.
This is called stalling. All right. But anyway.
We're not done yet. That's the whole thing.
No, we're not done. And like I said, we'll just keep singing, right? All right, so let's go for our closing song, I guess. That's where we are. So it's
There
Mele
we go.
Kalikimaka. Stand up.
That's right. Stand up.
It's right there. With the words.
Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The stars shine all day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Go for it, Patrick.
And so what I know, and I'm going to do this nice and slow, is that I am so grateful in this moment and in every moment for us coming together, remembering who we are, expressing our royalty to its absolute fullest, that royalty of spirit that we have always been and always will be. And I am so grateful for our wonderful Malama team today. Desiree, Angela, and Deb, thank you so much. But it wouldn't be a thank you without what opened our wonderful celebration, and that's Melissa Mojo and Santa Claus, better known as Judah Free. There we go. And our beautiful Reverend Diane and their wonderful, wonderful treatment and the wonderful meditation. And we wouldn't even be on the mainland if it wasn't for Rob and the wonderful filming and Jonathan on the sound. So we just say mahalo, 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 mahalo. And the beautiful flowers from Jai and Peter and Arlena and our wonderful menorah and our big, big peace candle that is now right here knowing that peace is absolutely because we say so. And so I am thanking Reverend Suzanne back there and Ron Stover and the whole team, Catherine's back there, for preparing this wonderful meal that will be ready by the time I get done with this prayer. So what I know is we thank our wonderful Janice and the wonderful children. They are growing. Our Von Trapp family are growing and growing and growing. And I thank the beautiful Rita Andriello with that beautiful song and your beautiful spirit and your beautiful everything.
And I thank you for wearing that beautiful blue shirt. Thank you.
That's all? And I have no problems thanking myself for the absolute energy and spirit that I give here every single. Thank you very much. The shirt doesn't get the kind of applause that I know. And so what we have is our beautiful music, Maria and Luis over there. Thank you so much. And thank you for bringing this wonderful consciousness into this room today. Because that is the power that we are. That is the peace we are. That is the love that we are. I am so grateful. I am overflowing. And I know that Spirit knows exactly what to do through us and as us. So have at it. Enjoy the banquet. Enjoy the banquet of life. Not just on that table, but the table of life. And I just simply say yes with gratitude as together we say, and so it is.
And let's sing it 2 more times. Kalikimaka is the thing to say
on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where the palm trees lay. Here we know that Christmas will be great and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Lake Kalikimaka is the wise way to say Merry Christmas to you. On a bright Hawaiian Christmas day, that's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where the palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be great and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Lake Kalikimaka is the wise way to say Merry Christmas to you. To say Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. To say Merry Christmas to you.
And then I look over there.